I'm going to tell you 10 tips that you must know before renting an apartment here in Germany. Because if you don't know all of these things, it's going to be embarrassing for you when you move in and can't even cook yourself and your family dinner. I'm also going to give you a special tip that you can use to save money with the cost of renting your flat. So make sure you keep watching for that. But before we get started, I need to welcome all of my new subscribers to the channel and also thank everyone that's been supporting me over the past weeks and months. I must say it's so fantastic, so please keep it up. And if you are one of them, you are super awesome as well. Now that's done, let's get started with the first tip that you must know before renting a flat or Wohnung here in Germany. So tip number 1 is before you start searching for a flat, make sure you know the difference between Kaltmiete and Warmmiete. Lucky for you, I'm going to tell you. Kaltmiete is the cost paid to your Vermieter or landlord for the usage of the flat. The Kaltmiete is calculated based upon the price per square metre of the house. This varies a lot based upon which part of Germany that you are intending to live in. A quick example would be if the flat has 50 square metres and the cost per square metre is €5, then the Kaltmiete would be €250 per month. Warmmiete is the Kaltmiete plus Nebenkosten. Nebenkosten are additional costs the landlord has added that belong to the building. The Nebenkosten vary from house to house, so make sure that you know how much they are before signing the contract. Be warned also, these costs are flexible and you may receive money back at the end of the year or have to pay more money. The important thing to know though is that Warmmiete is the rent you will be paying per month. Tip number 2 that you must know before renting an apartment: the number of rooms displayed on the advertisement excludes the kitchen, entrance, hallways, toilets and bathrooms. So make sure that you have a look at the floor plan to see how much space you have before you visit. Tip number 3. This could stop you from looking really stupid when you get offered the flat but then can't afford to move in. All flats in Germany require a deposit to be paid. This is called Kaution. Landlords normally request that you pay 2 to 3 months Kaltmiete as a deposit. Now do not be fooled, this is not rent. This is a security payment that will be returned to you when you've moved out and the landlord is happy that all repairs have been completed. So expect to have at least 3 months Kaltmiete for the Kaution and then 1 month's Warmmiete for the first month's rent. Tip number 4. Now if you're like me, then the next tip is the thing that I use to choose the flat. It is high-speed internet and also reliable internet. This is also a handy question to ask a woman on your first date because you might decide later that you want to move in with her and then find out she has the worst internet on the planet. Jokes aside, if the internet is super important for your job, like me, then it's really worth checking which internet connection you have and what's the maximum speed that you can receive. Don't assume it's Germany, it'll be great. That's far, far from the truth. Get yourself into the town and then go to the nearest telecom shop and ask them to tell you exactly what you can get in this house. This is a massive topic and I'm not going to delve deep into it, but it could be a topic for another video. Tip number 5, I'll tell you what, it's getting a little bit hot in here. I might need to open a window. Germany does not do air conditioning and you won't find it in any flats. And if you do, it's special. So top tip here is just open the window in the flat to let the air in from outside. That's it. It's the only thing that you need to know about this topic. It's really easier and more beneficial to talk about the weather than it is air conditioning. Now in Germany, it does not get that hot. And when it does, you just turn on a fan and open a window and then sweat a little bit. Most of the year, it's not going to be required. But if you do come from a very hot place, you'll not need it anyway because you're probably going to freeze all year round. If you do, however, decide that you want to buy an air conditioner, then make sure you've checked the electric prices first because electric in Germany is not cheap and after 1 year you may find your electric bill went up thousands. Tip number 6. This one is super important that you do this. As soon as you have moved in and started to live in your flat, you need to register yourself and your family members with the town responsible for your flat. It can also be that your landlord requires proof from you too to show that you've completed this. Be warned, you must be registered in Germany and it is the law and also could be expensive for you if you do not do it. If you are unsure about how to do it, then why not ask your landlord or a neighbour? I'm sure they'll be happy to assist you so you know about where you've got to go. Tip number 7. Now, as soon as you've finished registering at the town, alarm bells will start ringing at the GEZ. GEZ or GEZ is a German public agency which collects fees for German public broadcasting. In other words, the GEZ is a state organisation that takes money from the people. This money is used to produce public television and radio programmes, examples such as ARD, ZDF, Info Radio, etc. You pay this even if you don't have a television or a radio, and even if you don't watch television or listen to the radio. Don't argue about it. It costs around €17 per month, and you will need to be a world-class lawyer to get away with paying for it. So don't bother. You will lose one day and then it will cost you more. Tip number 8 is more telling you about a law rather than a tip. It's not permitted in Germany to do any home improvements between the hours of 8 p.m. and 7 a.m. Monday through to Saturday, and not at all on Sunday and also public holidays. Take these laws very seriously because your neighbours can report you directly to the police if they don't like you. This noise could then cost you up to €5,000, although it is your choice. This law does not stop here, and you also cannot make noises that will cause your neighbours to lose sleep between the hours of 10 p.m. and 7 a.m. every day. So if you want to allow for your children to jump up and down and run around the flat after these hours every single day, then just hope that you have a very kind-hearted couple living below you. Not mention any names, of course. Tip number 9. After moving in, you will more than likely be informed directly about the Treppendinst. This means who is responsible for cleaning the steps in the building during a set period of time. It can be that you just need to clean the portion of your steps or all of them in the house. Some buildings employ a Hausmeister, or in English a caretaker, to look after the maintenance of the building. The caretaker is also responsible for making sure that all routes to and from the building are free from ice. In Germany, it is also the responsibility of the house to remove any ice from footpaths and passageways before 7 a.m. during the week and 8 a.m. on Sundays and also bank holidays. If you know that it will snow overnight and it's your turn, then get up that little bit earlier to remove the snow and lay grit down before 7 a.m. Don't be fooled. If someone trips and is badly injured and this has not been completed, you could be liable to pay the medical bills. Now it's time for the special tip that I promised you. It's a right pain to have to organise all of your gas, electric, internet, telephone, insurances, etc. So why not let one company deal with all of these problems? For that reason, I highly recommend that you contact my friends at Treppendinst to help you with the savings on all of your utility bills. Treppendinst is the biggest comparison website in Germany, and from what I know as a previous employee, that they will always work to be the cheapest too. If you do contact them, make sure you say hi from me too. Okay, now that you've saved loads of money with Treppendinst, that brings me to the final tip, and tip number 10. Most Germans will take their kitchens with them to their next flat when moving out. So do not be surprised when you move in that the kitchen area has been completely stripped out and you have nothing to use to make your dinner on the first evening. Order your kitchen a couple of months prior to moving in, if possible, because most kitchen distributors will take at least this amount of time until it has been delivered. The other option would also be to search for a flat with an Einbauküche. This means that the flat contains a kitchen which is part of the furniture within your contract. How is this in your country? And if you are German, what's your opinion about this? Do you take your kitchen with you? I'm interested to know. Anyway, so this is the time where I ask you to do me a favour. These videos take many hours to plan, create and then edit. And if you feel that you would like to support my videos, then a thumbs up really does help them to be more successful and be shown to more people. If you feel that you did not like these videos, then I encourage also for you to give me a thumbs down, but I would really love to know what exactly you did not like so I can improve upon your feedback in the next video. Now it can be that you like to watch more of my videos from my channel. To be notified when I upload my next video, why not think about tapping that big red subscribe button and also activate notifications by tapping on the bell icon. Either way, I'm sure that YouTube will suggest another video from my channel to you, so look out for any videos with my face on it. With that said, it's now time for me to thank you for watching and also thank everyone for supporting my channel. I hope to see you and hear from you in future videos. There are videos displaying on the screen right now. One of them could be interesting to you, so why not think about clicking it? The only thing left to say is, mark your mark, buddy, blondie and curly fries. See you later and bye bye.